Hello, we are live. Hello, everyone. Hello, my G lovers. Welcome to my live podcast. This is Georgina Lowe. As you all know, it's that time of the week, Sunday, and the time of the live podcast. And I am so excited because I have somebody next to me. I'm not alone today. I have some company. And yeah, I'm excited for this. It's the beginning of a new journey for both her and I, and a journey of unknown, a journey of learning new things, a journey of just growing and looking forward to grow in all aspects and areas of our lives. And yeah, so I'm very excited. Welcome to the live podcast. This is Georgina Lowe. I'm a mother of three boys and a wife, aspiring life coach. If you are new here and you don't know much about me, I am also busy doing some courses in public speaking. And so am literally challenging myself with these things these days. And yeah, we cannot be in our comfort zones anymore. There's no time for comfort zones. So on today's live, we have Michelle Eirises. I hope I said the surname right.
Say it
Net
again.
Eirises. Eirises.
Eirises. Yeah.
Eirises. I struggle with that dialect thing. I really struggle with it. But nevertheless, Michelle is my first ever guest on the live podcast. Wow, girl.
Wow, what a privilege. What a privilege.
Yeah. I'm honored to have you here, and I'm so lucky to have somebody like you that is actually also motivating me a lot here on YouTube. And just the fact that you came forth with a collaborating idea, yeah, it just shows that people with like-minded mindsets attract each other somehow.
Mm, mm,
So yeah, I'm looking forward to this journey of growth for both you and me. So
yeah.
let me just introduce my first ever guest to you. Michelle is a mother. I would love to start off saying Michelle is a Namibian YouTuber. Yes.
Yes.
Michelle is a Namibian YouTuber, a proud mother of two boys that lives in the coastal town of Swakopmund, Namibia, which is my hometown. If you didn't know
Wow.
that, yeah, I was born in Wolfish Bay, but I'm originally from Swakopmund, where I grew up, went to primary school, and lived with my grandparents and mother for a certain period of time, and then I moved to Windhoek and blah blah blah. This is not about me. So Michelle worked for Michelle works for a non-profit organization where she is so passionate about helping other people. And to be honest, the fact that she is passionate about helping other people also, it relates to me. So and I understand why we could just connect and just, be to
Yes.
here where
Yeah.
we are today, because I'm also that person. I also love helping other people, and that is the aim of my life podcast. It is actually to encourage young moms, old moms, young 30-year-olds, and just another a fellow woman to just to
Mm,
just start realizing who she is, what she wants, what is her potential in life, and what is her purpose, most importantly. So because
mm,
for most parts of our lives, or most times, we think that we need to have a certain degree, we need to have a certain job, we need to have a b c d in life in order for us to be successful. It's all good and
mm.
well to have those things. I take my hat off for people that can go study for 4 years, but not. I am of the belief that not everything is meant for everybody, and that's where your
Yeah.
purpose comes in. Yeah, that's where your purpose comes in. And I think it's vital that each and everybody knows what their purpose is, because you can have that well-paying job, you can have that rich husband, you can have that beautiful house, but if you're not living a fulfilled life, if you're not living and doing the things that God has placed you for on earth, then it will just never be, okay. For me, that is how I feel. So, introduced our girl, Namibian YouTuber. We are going to talk about doing it afraid.
I'm
We
telling.
are going to, yeah, we're going to dive in, and I'm going to start with some icebreakers. And welcome to the to the live. If you are here and you want to ask us questions, or you want to chat with, share your thoughts and your ideas, we are welcome and we are open, and we will answer to the best of our abilities. And we
Yeah.
hope that you learn something from this, and that you can grow from this as well. So, Michelle, let's dive into icebreakers. Tell me,
Okay.
or tell us. I hope some of your subscribers are tuning in also, so that they can also get to know you on that level. And the
Yeah,
nice
I
thing is
shared it.
also, yeah,
Mm,
yeah. And the
let's
nice
hope.
thing is that yeah. The nice thing is that YouTube is saving it, so we can always, share it further on once we are
Yeah.
done with the live. Yeah. Can you hear me clearly? Is my connection
Yeah.
fine?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Everything's
So
fine.
let's dive in. How would you spend your day if you no longer had to work?
Whew. Um, yeah, how will I spend my day? Of course, I will start with the chores. There's no way of skipping the household chores. So I will just be doing chores and maybe go out because right now, because I am working, I don't get opportunities to go out, especially during the weekdays. So I
Mhm.
would really love to be going out, traveling more if I don't have to work. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's good enough. Can you just share with us the best book you've ever read?
Ooh, where do I start? Oh my
I remember there
goodness.
was there I remember there was a YouTube video where you said that you were doing some catching up on reading. Am I right?
Yeah, I read. I have a stack
Mm.
of books, and now I'm trying to think now which one. Okay, if I have to choose one, it would be Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah, that book really opened up my mindset regarding finances, regarding money. So I even had to read it twice. So I think yeah, that would be the book if I have to choose one.
Okay.
Yeah, how about you?
I don't even know
How
if I
about
can
you?
answer that. I don't even know if I
Why?
can answer that question.
Why is that?
Because you know what? In the beginning of the year, I said that I will start looking at my reading. I would pick up that hobby, because in the past, that was before kids happened and before life got serious with marriage and all that. I was a reader. I was really a bookworm ever since small, from primary school. And then I lost it along the way. And then this year I said I need to start, because I realized also that my language wasn't on par. And I know that if you read a lot of books, you'll improve on your language, you'll improve on your vocabulary, and you will, it just helps a lot with so many things, in life. So I started off this year with a book, and it's the book that I've done a book review on. And the topic,
Uh,
it's also, yeah, it's the title of the book. I'm still reading the book. I'm still reading the book. And
for
I'm
how
not
long
proud of
now?
my say again.
For how long are you reading it now? How many
I
months?
I've been reading that book now since January, I would say. Yeah, since January. And the
Mm,
thing is, the book has got Bible verses in between the storylines. and that's so I'm like meditating on it when I read it, and that's why I don't get any further. But I can do better. I can do better. I can maybe incorporate another motivational book and read that in between. You understand? So to be
Mm,
honest, for this year so far, I'm only busy with that one book. I'm only
good
busy
for
with that
you.
one book. Yeah,
Good for
I'm
you.
only busy with it.
I'm also a reader, but ever since I was pregnant with my second boy, my reading has gone down.
Mm, mm,
And also the thing is, we don't really have a lot of bookshops in Swakop.
yeah.
So I did not, I don't even remember the last time I bought a book. But the good news is that P&A is gonna open soon in Swakop. So I'm excited
Okay, that's
about
nice.
that one.
Okay,
I'm excited
that's
about
nice.
that one. Yeah, and the other thing
Mm,
is my boy is now interested in reading. He's now reading this Wimpy Kid or whatever. So it's
mm-hmm.
also
Yes,
motivating me to start reading again.
yes. No,
Are you
that's
able to hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I'm just a bit distracted. Yeah,
Okay.
no, we should really pick up on our reading, and just try and focus and see if we can, get better and read more books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's move on to our next icebreaker. I think I have about four icebreakers for you. So that was the second one. The third one
Okay.
is, can you share with us something new you've learned recently?
Can I share?
Yes.
Can you
Can
repeat?
can you can you share something new with us that you have learned recently?
Mm, what have I learned recently? Oh my goodness, what have I learned? Except for the
YouTube wise?
technology,
Yeah.
except for the technology, I'm now ChatGPT and all of those things. That's something new. I'm learning to. Okay, I'm a bit skeptical when it comes to a lot of apps that are sort of like supposed to help with YouTube and so on, because end of the day, they charge and they get access to our bank cards and bank details.
Mm,
So I'm a bit
yes.
skeptical about that. But
Mm-hmm.
technology-wise, like you just before we started this live, talked about the uh, um, functions on our phones and so on.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm I'm into technology, if I have to say so.
Yeah. Okay, no, I also feel the same way. I also feel the same way. And for the longest time, I've been really technologically challenged. I'm not really tech savvy, but I try to make it a point to, and I was always reluctant. I was just not eager to learn, but I'm now in a
Yeah.
space where my nose is itching. I'm in a space where I'm in a space where I feel that everything we can just learn how to do the things. It shouldn't be complicated. Even if it takes us a week to get to know whatever we want to know, we can just learn to do anything that we want to know. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm more open to learning new things. And if I don't know something, I go to YouTube and I ask YouTube, or I ask Pinterest if I need help with whatever, or I need like I had to come up with these icebreakers. I asked Pinterest, can you give me a few icebreaker questions? And I
You
got
see?
and I yeah, I got a long list of it, and then I just chose the couple
Mm.
that I felt is relates or resonates to our talk that we are doing today. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that we should be really just eager to learn. We should be curious about learning things, because I know that
Mm.
sometimes I was in a space a while ago where when people ask something and I don't know, then I would always feel, what do I actually know? I know nothing. So, but
Mm,
I'm not supposed to know everything. That is where we get to learn things. So when you don't know,
yeah,
just be open about learning and ask the next
I do.
person. Because I know that you get people that will never admit and say, I don't know. And
Mm,
unfortunately, I don't want to be that person. I feel that
yeah,
we should
yeah,
be like,
me
what are
too.
you talking about? Yes. Like, Michelle, what are
Mm,
you talking about? Can you explain that to me? Can you
yeah,
educate me? Can you help me? I also want to
mm,
understand, or I also want to be in the know, you know? So,
yeah.
yeah, let's move on to our final icebreaker.
Okay.
how, how long do you think you could last without your phone?
Ooh,
That's a
I
tricky
can, I
one.
can I'm actually thinking the last time I was without my phone, but I am trying to be, what is the word? Not determined, but I'm trying to learn to live without my phone, like intentionally. So I would put my phone on silence for, especially if I notice I have been on my phone for a very long time. And I can sense it within me that like there was no moment where I was without my phone. So I would just put it in my mind to say I need a break from my phone. So I will put it away. Like this morning, waking up and I'm already on my phone, and I was like, that is not good. So I intentionally put my phone. I hid it somewhere for like I think it was for 2 hours. So I am learning to live without my phone, like I'm putting it intentionally to live without my phone for hours at least, you
Mm,
know.
mm, mm. That's
Georgina, I
good.
have a question. I
Yes.
have a question to ask you. What is it? What is that one thing in the last 6 months that you have done and you were afraid to do it?
Um, it is literally, for me, it is literally speaking in front of a crowd that I don't know. Speaking in front of an audience that I don't know. I've never spoke in front of them. That was my worst fear. But I wasn't that fearful about it because I have the opportunity to practice my public speaking skills at club level. I say club
Mm,
level because it's Toastmasters where we meet as a group and then we present projects and then you get evaluated and so forth. But that
okay.
audience is not a constant
Familiar.
audience. Yeah, it's not a
Oh,
constant. The audience is not always the same people because
okay.
different people come to this meeting, but within that audience, there is the people that are always at the meeting. Ne? So
Mm,
it gets better. It gets better with time. And the more you practice and the more you speak in front of an audience, you get comfortable. So for me, in the
mm,
past 6 months, I don't know if I think you know that I did my first ever public speaking engagement a month ago.
yeah.
And I was nervous. I was so nervous, ne, that I wanted to take my husband's phone with that specific day to
Mm.
record myself, to record my whole speaking slot. I was so nervous that I even forgot that my husband left his phone in the morning for me to take it with.
Wow.
So that for me, that is actually the highlight of my year so far. That is the
Mm,
highlight of my year so far. Because I cannot say that it is making YouTube videos. No, because I started last year already with making YouTube videos and I got better
mm,
and I got more
mm,
confident and I'm still learning, you know, I'm still trying out new things and
mm.
that. But I would say
But you have
that
overcome it. Mm,
I overcame it. Yeah, it's
yeah,
the nerves never go away. To be honest, and
yeah.
every public speaker will tell you that the nerves never go away because every time it's a different audience, and
Mm,
sometimes the audience, you know, there will be. a medium audience where you will feel, with them I can just, I can be relaxed, and even if I make a blunder, it will not be that bad. But when it
Mm,
gets to serious stuff like presentations and the audience is highly skilled people and highly
uh,
influential people, then you need to really do your homework. Then you really need to, but with every audience, you just need to be prepared.
yeah,
And the
yeah.
trick, if I can share it with you, the trick with public speaking is whenever you prepare for a speech, it depends what the event is all about and what the theme of the event is. But whenever you prepare a speech, always make it personal, related to your
Mm.
personal life. Because the reason for that is then you will be able to speak fluently. You are going to say something that you have experienced, that you know,
Yeah,
that you have gone through. Yeah. You are going to share, your personal experience, and it will be easy and it will make you stand out, because it's not a thing of you have to think, or you have to make notes and
yeah.
memorize and stuff like that. So that is the best trick ever for public speaking. But yeah,
Yeah.
I did it, and yeah, I was very fearful about it, but I'm past that now. I'm
You
past
did it
that now.
afraid.
I did it afraid, yeah.
Yeah.
So can
Even
can
even
you
even thinking, like I have never done anything like this. And I was like, yo, God, how do I chicken out of this? Because I said yes already. And
mm,
I'm like, just few minutes before we started, I was like, my good Lord, what excuse do I give to get out of this? Because I'm not ready. God, I'm not ready. But then I thought
but
to myself, like, if I
mm,
don't do it, then
yes,
how will I know?
how would, yes. You might just be great at it. You might just
Yeah.
through your fear, you might just inspire somebody else. Because so many times, can you hear me? Sorry, Michelle, you went off there.
No, you went off.
Did I go off? Okay.
Yeah, but you are back
Did
now.
I go? Okay. Okay. So you might just inspire somebody else with, because so many times at our club meetings, when people guests come and and we ask them for feedback, at the end of the meeting, then people will
Mm,
always mention that, we it doesn't look as if we are nervous. So it's
mm,
because of you are just at a space where you are confident enough to present and not make it look, you're not really, you are nervous, but you don't show that you are nervous.
so yeah.
So it with the
Mm,
practice, it just gets better and better.
yeah. Mm-hmm,
I want to
mm-hmm,
ask you something.
mm.
Can you share with us? Can you share with us? I will also just talk in between. Can you share with us, how has fear appeared in your life? In the past, currently, doesn't matter.
Mm, I think most of the time, are you familiar with the book by Joyce Meyer, The Battlefield of the Mind?
Yes,
So most
I've
of the
read it.
time, nay,
I've read it, but many, many years ago. It was my sister's book, and she even took it back. So, yeah, I've
okay.
read it. Mm,
Um, so most of the times with me, I would say it is more of me overthinking. Like the thing hasn't happened yet, but I'm already there figuring out the results. And I'm like, but the thing hasn't happened yet. What if,
mm,
you know,
mm.
that code that says, what if you fail, but then what if you succeed? So it's
Yes,
more like it's up here, more not really physical, but it's up here. It's a
mm,
battle. So
yes,
I would say with me, it is more in my mind than physical.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can relate to that. I'm 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 also an overthinker, but I am much, much better because it's also one of the traits that I picked up within myself. In the past
Mm,
year, compared to last year, I'm doing much better in that area. Like
mm,
things are I'm just like things are just things. I cannot be
yeah.
overthinking everything. Yeah, things are just things.
Mm,
People are just people. Situations are just situations. And ever since I started adopting that reasoning or
mm,
that mindset, I am I'm to be honest, I'm not completely fearless, but my fear
mm,
has gotten so much better. And the thing
mm.
is also
And
when you, I've also realized that when you are around people that love projecting their fear, there is also
ooh,
something, yes, there is something, and I have been in setups like that um, within my family. I
mm,
cannot be specific, but within my family, within certain spaces, and that didn't help me much. That didn't help me much. So I had
I'm
to
telling
literally
you.
pray. Yes, I literally had to pray to God to ask Him to give me wisdom how to deal with it. And
Mm,
in some instances, He literally removed the people from my life because it wasn't doing me good. You know.
I'm
For
telling
instance,
you.
say for instance, I'm just making an example. Say for instance, you share a business idea with a friend,
Mm,
ne? And that friend can only come up with the negatives.
negative.
That friend can only tell you how wrong that business is gonna go, how
Mm,
the ABCD is doing that business and they are not succeeding, and ba 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 ba. That is instilling
I
fear. It's
I
instilling
know that
fear
very
because
well. Mm.
yes. So yeah,
Even with
it's
YouTube, even with YouTube, when I mentioned that to somebody, the person was just like, "Yeah, you are a boring person. What are you gonna give us? You are a quiet person. You are a sensitive person. How are you gonna take the negative comments?" And I was like, we will cross that bridge when we get there. I cannot
mm,
be here thinking about negative comments while it has not happened yet. And I
mm,
was like, let's cross the bridge when we get there.
yes,
Let me first get the negative comments and then we will see how we will deal with it. So
yeah.
really the association really matters a lot, especially
Mm.
in this life. Yeah, whether you are a friend or a family person, you need to check the person.
Indeed,
And then if this
indeed.
person is very negative, God
Mm.
helps us. We need to avoid such people. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but yeah, I avoid such people to a point where I don't even share things with them because by now I know the type of person they are and I don't share things with them
yes,
because
I
I don't
agree.
need negativity in my life.
Yes,
I don't need it.
yeah. Mm. I know at some point we will entertain it, but once we've come to the realization that this is not
Yeah.
working for us, you start,
Mm,
going with, you start handling it in a manner that will work for you. So, like you are saying,
mm,
I love the fact that you just said that you just stopped sharing. There are just some people that you cannot share everything with because
mm.
they don't contribute positively.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think
You
that's the best way. And as we grow, we doch find ways how to manage certain
mm,
situations and certain people
yeah.
in our life. So yeah, it's
Mm,
people are just people, and we have different personalities, we have different perspectives, we have
mm,
different ways of doing things, and your ways might not be working for me. My ways might not be
yeah.
ideal for you. So I cannot
Yeah.
come and impose my ways on you. Or
Mm,
you can say what you're thinking, it's your opinion, but sometimes, especially when you want to do something, you don't need negative
yeah.
comments and negative feedback. You just want positivity so that you can
Uh,
move forward with whatever you want to do.
You know what I'm thinking now? I just remembered a quote that I read recently. It says, when you need advice, let's say starting a YouTube, you should ask someone who is already doing YouTube. If you need
Yes,
advice about style, like fashion, you need to ask someone who is stylish, So one needs to really check whom you are asking advice from or whom you are sharing things with, because
Mm.
if I share my business idea with someone who has never started a business, or that person will not know the struggle of starting a business and anything related to business. So all they would do is, like you say, project
Project.
their fears, yeah, and the reasons why they did not succeed, or so one
Yes.
needs to really check whom you are associating yourself with, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I
Like
agree completely.
and I was someone who is I'm a no person. Like you would come with me with even a good idea, good this, good that, and I will simply say no, or I will give off that no energy,
You are not
but then
open.
yeah, I wasn't open. And I
Mm.
think during lockdown, I read the book by Shonda Rhimes, The Yes Here, whereby she challenged herself to say yes to things she was previously saying no to. So
Mm.
that book really gave me a nice perspective to put myself out there, to challenge myself to a point that I even wanted that book by Joyce Meyer, Do It Afraid, give me that idea. And then came up with the book, I was like, I need it because I want to be that person who wants to do it afraid. I don't want to
Yeah.
sit back just because I am afraid, but I want to do it with fear.
Yes.
Because the thing is, we are human beings. We are at some point going to feel that fear, but it
It's
should
always
not
gonna
cripple
be
us.
there.
It should not, yeah, it should not cage us. So I
Mm.
always wanted to read that book, but then in the meantime, I really decided to challenge myself to be that yes person. Of course, I need to know what I'm putting myself into. Is this beneficial to me, and so forth?
Yeah.
So I like YouTube. I'm a quiet person. I'm a homebody. And then I ask myself, what can I bring to YouTube? But then the thing was that I will never know what to bring to YouTube if I don't start. So I challenged myself to start a YouTube channel. To my surprise, I just did it. I recorded the vlogs and I just went all in. And look where I am today. But if I had not taken that step, it wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have known how far
Mm.
I could have come with YouTube. So
Yes.
I am really challenged. I'm an indoor person. I'm an introvert. So
Yeah.
I'm at a point in my life, especially as a mom. I have kids that are how can I say that I need to lead by example. So
Mm.
I'm at a point I need to challenge myself to do it afraid to go out, to push myself, not to limit. I'm done with limiting myself.
Mm. I hear you. That's good.
Mm,
That's really good motivation because
mm,
I know that also because we get so busy with work
mm,
and just life in general that we sometimes also
mm,
just forget to do that extra for ourselves,
mm.
to push ourselves because once you are exhausted after doing housework, you completely forget about your personal development. Because that's why
Yeah.
we need to learn to balance, as I've mentioned in one of my talks that I had here on the live podcast, that we need to learn to
Mm,
balance it all out so that you can also carve out time for your personal development and for yourself,
yeah.
or taking that 30 minutes and reading a book or listening to a
Mm,
motivational. At the moment, nee, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with my phone. I'm struggling with balancing. It's just that because there's too many things that I want to do and I need to streamline and say, okay, on weekends, I'm only going to watch
mm,
vlogs during weekends. Because
yeah.
when you start watching vlogs and start supporting other people during the week, it becomes rough. Because now you
Yeah.
want to watch vlogs. You want to watch vlogs. You need to cook, maybe if you have to cook. You need to exercise during the week if you have to exercise. You need to sit
Yeah.
with your kids and see that they know their schoolwork. You need to, you need to, you need to, also just rest for that matter. And
Yeah.
on top of that, all you also need to work on your content for your channel or for whatever platform that you are
Uh-huh.
creating it for. So yeah, it gets rough. It gets rough. It really gets rough.
Mm,
I only have
yeah.
one more question for you. Do you have something that you want to ask me?
Um, I would like to ask, like, in terms of when you overcome by fear, how do you get out, or how do you do it afraid? Like, what steps or what advice can you give maybe someone who is hold up by fear to overcome sort of that fear that they are feeling
Mm,
of doing something, especially doing something?
yeah. In the past, when I was fearful about something, I would just not do it.
Mm,
I would just not do it. But growing up and growing older, I realized that if there's something that I'm fearful about, I need to bring it before God
mm,
because
mm.
there is that verse, First Timothy something, ne?
My
It's
favorite.
First Timothy. Yes.
Mm, my
That
favorite.
yes, that one. There was a time that I was holding on to that because God
Mm,
created you not to be fearful. He created
mm,
you to have a sound mind and that.
mm,
So I learned to bring it before God. And I
mm.
learned that, if I'm fearful about everything else, I just need to pray about it. I need to pray
Yeah.
about it. If I should do it, then it will happen. If I shouldn't do it, it will not happen.
Mm,
So that going forward, that is the only way how I handle it. I just pray about it.
mm.
I pray about it until I see
Yeah.
something happening, and that's it. I don't see
Yeah.
any other way of doing it because you can pray about it and do it also. But in the
Mm.
past, there was I in the past I didn't even pray about it. I would just feel that this thing is giving
No.
me fear. I'm just going to put it aside. And you know
Yeah.
what I
Fear.
realized also? Yeah, and you know what I realized also what came in with that? I procrastination came in with that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
procrastination came in with that because the moment that you are fearful about anything that you have to do, then you start putting it aside. And sometimes it's important things that you have to do. So the procrastination becomes real. It
Mm,
definitely
mm.
then becomes real. So it's not easy. We just need to push ourselves, pray about it,
Yeah.
ask God to give you strength, ask God to give you wisdom. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many things that we can be fearful of. I was for the longest time I was fearful of driving, you know. I used to have
That's
my
what I'm
license.
thinking right now.
Yeah, I used to have my license. I got my license in 2013. And
Mm.
because I am blessed with a husband, my husband is always driving. But I also realized that the fact that I have a partner doesn't help my fear. So I would be fearful about driving to Swakop. But now I do it,
Yeah.
I do it with fear. I do it afraid. I drive. And I even challenge myself to overtake. And it's the only way. We just need to do it constantly.
Yeah.
Do it constantly. So the one thing that
Yeah.
I want to
I'm.
tell, yeah, no,
Mm.
you can go.
Oh, I was speaking of driving. I was also I had a fear of driving.
Mm,
Um, I'm okay in town, but going out,
mm,
I would never try. And I
mm,
think I'm also blessed with a partner who pushes me. Like, that
mm,
guy is a yes person. Like, whenever
mm.
a situation comes and I'm like, I don't want to, he's like, just do it. Michelle, you do
Do it.
it. You can do it. Yeah, he is
Yes.
that type of person.
Yeah.
So I think ever since last year, he's pushing me to drive on the highway. Like, afraid of driving out of town, but he pushes me. And right now, whenever I sometimes say, "Let me drive,"
Mm.
it's no longer a thing of him asking me, please drive, I'm tired. I'm like, let me drive, and
Yes.
then you can carry on, or so
Mm-hmm.
I have also been afraid of driving, but now I'm, because of my partner who also pushes
Yeah.
me to be like,
Yeah.
no, do it. Yeah, so
No,
it helps to have people who
it
pushes
helps.
you
It,
also.
it helps. And also,
Mm,
with the driving, it's always a thing of, I know that it comes from a place of caring, but my mom was always like, "No, but are you driving alone?" Yes, I'm driving alone. And, and yeah, you just gather that maybe she doesn't trust you enough, but it was still in my early days of being a driver. So, but
oh,
now
okay.
she doesn't even bring that up anymore. She will just want to know, did you arrive safe, and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
okay.
the one thing that I said I will challenge myself this year with is doing a solo driving out of town. So that is
Yeah,
I yeah, that is something that I want to do.
me too.
The
Me
the
too.
fact that I
At least
the
to Balpas.
yes. So you haven't driven to Volvers. You haven't.
Only with my partner,
Yeah, yeah.
but never alone.
Yeah, alone, yeah. So yeah,
Mm,
just the fact me saying it, there's already fear creeping into my mind. But I want to do it. I want to do it
mm,
because of the mere fact that when I go to Windhoek, I always need to
mm,
have somebody driving me around there. And for how
mm,
long? Mm, for how long? I must just
mm.
drive to Windhoek and drive myself. There is GPS.
Yeah,
If I get lost, I get lost, and yeah,
yeah,
and just do it and just get over
definitely,
it. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I
the question I asked you about how you overcome fear, I also have a similar response to that, because that is what I do. My dear,
yeah.
that is all I do. I pray, and to
Yeah.
a point that, at my workplace, and I have a challenge. I will sometimes pray those silent prayers
Mm.
that they end up coming out of my mouth, because
Yeah.
I'll be like, God, I need your help. God, I need
Yeah.
your help. So
Mm.
prayer is number one, also
Yeah.
on my list when it comes to overcoming fear. And also
Mm.
standing on the word of God, whereby you
Yes.
meditate on the Bible verses, they also help
Mm-hmm.
a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, that is also what I do.
No, that's
Pray,
the
pray,
only way
pray.
to go. That is the
Yeah.
only way to go.
Even
Did I ask you
before
that
the whole week I'm praying about this.
about
But
it?
then today, yeah, and then today the fear crept in to say, Michelle, you need to get out of this thing. You need to give
Yeah.
Georgina an excuse. But then I was like, it's the day, it's the due day. We better do it. However we
Yeah.
do it, we just need to
Yeah.
do it. So here we are,
No,
and we have done a good job. We have
we've
done
done
a
a
good
good job.
job.
We've really done a good job.
I'm proud of us.
Yeah. We've really done a good job. My last
Mm.
question to you is, what is that one thing you want to pursue? What is that one thing that is like a goal to you, a dream to you that you want to pursue, but you are still fearful about it?
Oh, what is that? What is that? Can I say this?
You can. I will also
Leaving my
tell you
job.
what mine is.
What do I want to pursue? It could be financial independence. If that can that also count?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I want to be financially independent to a point where I don't have to work 8 to 5, because I really just feel like I want to spend time with my boys. I want to give my boys attention, and raising them and so forth. So yeah, that is what I'm pursuing right now. Yeah.
I am with
And
you on
you?
that one. I am
Mm,
with you on that one. The thing that I want to pursue is, you know, I don't know, but I think it's also a prayer matter. I think it's a prayer matter. But the moment that I think about this thing that I want to pursue, then I
mm,
start bringing up my bills that I still have. How am I
mm,
going to pay A, B, C,
oh,
D? How am I going to do blah 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 and all that?
mm,
So it's there. The thing is there. I literally want to start my own business.
yeah.
I have the idea. In fact, I have two ideas, but I'm just
Mm.
fearful about how will I pay for this?
Will it
How will I
work
do this?
out?
I need to
Mm,
work out I need to work it all out and
mm,
say for the first year, I need to do da 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 da. Or for the next
mm,
6 months, I need to get rid of these small whatever bills that I have. And then next
mm,
year, that's the only way. But even before me doing that, working on that plan, I'm already fearful. I'm already
mm.
fearful because I'm already thinking about,
The outcome.
what could go wrong.
Mm,
Yes. What if it
mm,
doesn't work out the way I want it to work out? Because you have kids and you still want to provide for those kids. You still
yeah.
want to buy them the chippy and sweetie once in a while. You still want to give them like at least a birthday cake every year they get.
Mm,
So I'm already just worried about what if I'm in a position the way I cannot provide to my kids,
mm,
those necessities, those small things.
yeah.
So yeah, but we continue praying about it. But the thing is
Mm.
also, I've also learned that prayer doesn't work without action.
Without action. You were
You
just
must
speaking
put
what's in
in,
my mind.
yes, we need to put in the work. We need to work on our plans. We need to do the things that we say we are going to do. We in
Yeah.
between pray about it and ask for wisdom. And if it's not working out, then you will get a sign that it's not for you. And
Yeah. But
mm,
at least you have tried
yes,
and get an result. But without trying, how will you get a result? Yeah. So I'm
exactly.
also busy on what I have just told you right now. I'm looking into things, doing things which I cannot mention right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Of course.
I have already taken a step and I thank God for that. I just,
Mm,
like you just said, continuously praying that we
yeah.
come to the conclusion or you know, to
Mm.
that point where we want to get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's good. That's good.
Mhm.
So we can wrap it up. I think we had a jam-packed session. It's almost to an hour.
Oh
So
wow,
the only thing that
it
I
was nice.
wanted us, yeah, the only thing that I wanted us to talk about personally was about
Mm.
our YouTube journeys.
Oh, okay.
You you
Whew,
can start if you want to.
whew, YouTube. Like I said, it was a challenge to myself to challenge myself to get out of my comfort zone. And I am glad I did that.
Mm,
I am also very happy about the growth on my channel. To my surprise, because hello, I deemed myself as a boring person.
yeah.
Who's gonna watch my content? And my content is very repetitive, and but
Mm,
I see the growth, and I'm
yeah.
so happy about that. There are
Mm,
moments I get demotivated, especially with watch hours. Yeah, YouTube and watch hours. Yeah, I don't
It's
know. It's
crazy.
just not. Yeah.
It's
So
crazy, my
I
dear.
love the journey. I love the journey. But the thing is, I'm trying to restructure my channel, so I'm busy with that. That is why I'm
Mm,
not having those weekly vlogs, because I'm
mm,
first checking what can I improve, what can I,
yeah.
you know,
Yes.
yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
busy with that, but it's challenging.
It
But
is.
um,
It is
I'm loving
challenging.
it. I it really keeps you busy, or
Let's
not
see.
necessarily
Mm,
busy, but it makes you think outside the box because you need to think of the next vlog and the next vlog, and so it keeps you busy and it opens up your creativity to come up
Yes,
with new ideas and stuff
definitely.
like that. So I like that aspect of YouTube. It pushes you to be creative.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
it does. It does. It definitely
mm,
does. So for me, how I got to YouTube was through my Toastmasters. I started making some content or creating some content for the channel even before I embarked on this specific project. So the project was building a social media presence. And then another project on the same level was creating a podcast. So I did the project building a social media presence. And with
mm,
that's how I ended up, starting creating content for YouTube. It
mm.
has been, but the thing is, the one thing that I've realized is YouTube can also be very, it can, what's the right word to use now? It can, because I am now into the thing of my subscribers must grow, my
Mm,
watch hours must grow. But
mm.
initially, that was not the aim. For me, it
Oh,
wasn't. So currently, I'm in a stage where I'm treating YouTube as a hobby. It was part of a project, but now it's a hobby because I now love doing a vlog here and there. I am
mm.
not I am not, so fixated on vlogging everything yet because I am not sure whether I want to share everything yet, you
Everything,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm struggling between that, but the main aim at the end of the day was for me to start the podcast. And in my
Mm,
mind, the podcast was supposed to be something formal. It was supposed in that is now in my mind, in my, perfect mind. I was supposed to have like a corner where I do sit downs and then just one day it was during a weekday. I know that I didn't go to work that day. Something had happened. I think one of the boys was sick. And then I just woke up and I decided I'm not going to introduce my live podcast and I'm going to start with my live podcast. And here we are, you
uh,
know? And my spirit just tells me that I should rather pursue the live podcast and do a vlog here and there if I want to, if I can, and share whatever
mm,
I want to share. But
okay.
I'm very afraid, of sharing so many things because of previous nasty comments that I had. So I'm very
Okay.
afraid. Yeah, I'm very afraid of showcasing everything. And I'm also just being careful because you don't want to give people reasons to be
Mm,
nasty and stuff. Of course, you can block the channels from your channel, you can remove them and you can report them to the Community Guideline Center and blah, blah, blah. But I just feel that at the end of the day, all I'm asking God to do now is just to give me the wisdom, show me the way
mm,
with and a part of me feels that the podcasting is what I must do and stick
okay.
to. Yeah.
Mm,
So we'll see.
okay.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But so far the journey has been great. The journey has been amazing. I just love this YouTube community. The support that we give each other is
Mm,
it's invaluable. Honestly,
definitely.
I never thought that you will also sense the genuineness sometimes, or when somebody's not genuine. But for me, it's just it's a platform where most of the people want each other to grow.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so I'm happy for that, and I love it, and I love the way that we hype each other up, and so yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. So
Yay.
with that said, we can end the live now and call it a night. Tomorrow is work.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, but I'm very glad that you said yes. And we must do this again. We must do this again. It shouldn't be a first. We
Definitely.
must really do it again because I'm sure
Definitely.
that at least one person will be inspired through what we are doing. And the thing is, we are not losing anything, you know. We are growing our channels, we are getting more subscribers. That is not the aim for us. We just want to motivate and to help other
Yeah,
people also to grow. And if we can
yeah,
gain the subscribers and the watch hours in between or
very good.
after that, then it's all
Mm,
good. Yeah.
all good. So
Yeah.
maybe our closing remarks to our viewers about doing it afraid. What do you think? What can you tell our viewers who are afraid, but they should do it afraid?
All I can say is just trust, trust yourself, believe
Mm,
in yourself, and just
mm,
pray about it. You know,
yeah,
sit with yourself and know yourself. You know, because most parts we don't. Most of the time we don't know ourselves. We don't know what is it that we want. We don't know what it is that we want to do. Get to know yourself, sit with yourself, ask yourself, why is this not working out? Why are you feeling this way? Ask for
mm,
wisdom, ask for guidance. God will lead you into the path that you are supposed to be taking or into the specific things that you
yeah,
think you want to take for your life or want to do for your life. So it's not easy. It's easier said than done at the end of the
yeah.
day. But I think if you know
Definitely.
yourself and you know what you want and finally just praying about it and asking for guidance, I don't think you can go wrong. And there will always be something to be fearful about. Fear is part of of
Being a human.
being human. Yeah, it will always be there. It's just how you handle it at the end of the day. Actually, we must not give room for it
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
definitely.
Yeah.
You know, they say, what is the opposite of fear is not faith. They say opposite of fear is action. So from my side, I would just motivate someone and encourage someone who is feeling afraid to just take action. Like
Yeah.
whatever you want to do, just do it. Like
Yeah.
Georgina said, first pray about it, but then take action because action triumphs over fear.
Yeah.
And yeah, action. They also say courage. Courage is not something you feel before you do something. Courage is something you
Within.
feel while you are doing it. So
Mm.
guys, take action into whatever you want to do. If it's driving, go for it. If it's starting a business, just start, take action, ask questions if you don't know something, especially from those who have already worked the work. So yeah, that is all from my side. Action, my
Okay.
loves, action. Look at us,
Yeah.
look at us, we took action
Yeah.
and here
We
we
took
are,
action
and
and
we're
we
not even
stick
afraid.
with it.
We are not,
Mm. Yeah.
and we are
And it
doing
gets
it.
better. And it gets better. And every time that you do it, the more you practice, the more it gets better with
It's
everything that you
better.
find fearful in life. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
Michelle, thank you
definitely.
for being here. I really
Thank
appreciate you
you.
spending your time with me today on the live podcast. It's a blessing. Thank you very much. And thank you for sharing
Thank
a
you.
bit about yourself with us. We
Mhm.
appreciate it. I am definitely
Welcome.
motivated. I'm definitely motivated. And thanks for also motivating me behind the scenes. You know, you think you don't, but you actually do. So, and like I said, prayer doesn't work without action. You can pray about it, but you also need to act. You also need to start. And if you don't start, you will not know. So,
You never
yeah.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Georgina, for also having me on the live. Yo, who would have thought that we could be sitting here today doing live together? But I'm really glad for this opportunity and thank God for the technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we did this.
Yeah.
I'm really glad.
All right, then we're going to close off the live. You must have a good week, Michelle and everybody
You
else.
too.
And
Yes.
I will share the analytics of the live with you just afterwards. And once the video is
Okay.
up, then we can just further share it with our subbies.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you, my
We should really
lady.
do this often. I really
We
like
must do
it.
it more often. Yes, I love it too. I love it too. Yeah.
Okay, Georgina, have a nice night and a
You
blessed
too.
week. All
The same
right.
to you, Michelle. I'm now like you
Bye.
struggling to find the close button.
I'm telling you.
Bye, my lady. Have a good week.
Bye. You
Bye.
too. Bye.